Even when we did not deserve to be saved, Christ said, you know what, I'll save you anyway.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour, right here on Abundant Television. I am your host, the gentleman Jody Powell, and for the next 60 minutes, we have hard-hitting, high-flying, professional wrestling action from the world of wrestling for Christ. We want to welcome you to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. What a night we have, folks. What a wonderful card we have set up for this evening. You're going to see some great action as we have a fantastic main event coming up that you're not going to want to miss. But fans, I need to stop and go back and take a look at what we learned last week on Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour, particularly about the commissioner of the WFC. And here I was thinking we were going to have a fantastic, wonderful, revolutionary revelation of a sit-down interview with the commissioner, where we would find out finally who is the commissioner of the WFC. Instead, fans, I got a little bit of the what I called the cloak and dagger look, disguised image on screen, a still image of an individual covered in a hood, unable to see their face. Seriously doubt that was actually an image of the commissioner, and then the distorted voice, so you really couldn't even tell who it was, anything about the commissioner other than what was said. But what was said was very enlightening, shall we say. The commissioner certainly seems to have a favored view of individuals who are willing to do whatever it takes to become champion. Now, there's a lot to be said for hard work, for training, for dedication, for competing in the ring. But when it comes to cutting corners, shortcuts, getting favors because you are on the inside track with the powers that be. And yes, I'm talking about the foundation. That's when it becomes something that's beyond deserving of being champions. But we'll have to see, fans, what results from that. And speaking of the foundation, we had a fantastic interview last week with Perfect Vision. And Perfect Vision, fans, and all of this mix up with all of the things that happened at Happy Brawlidays, the aftermath of that, the Conquerors suddenly becoming the new number one contenders for the WFC World Tag Team Championships. Perfect Vision has felt slighted, has felt pushed aside. In fact, fans, let's hear a snippet of that interview last week we had with the Prince of the Cruiserweights, Zachariah Cutter, and John Matthews. Let's take a listen.
Well, we had the match won. We had Travis set up for a clear eye view, and we was walking home for our Christmas present as the WFC Tag Team Champions. But Dylan went back there using his cheating mindset of I'm going to do whatever it takes to take these home, and hits John with a chair. Well, it just don't sit right. And now you got the Conquerors as the number one contenders. We don't get a fair opportunity back for these. This was our one opportunity without getting overlooked and overshadowed, and it's took away from us.
Well, that's a good point, John. Tell me about this commissioner's decision to have the Conquerors now as the number one contenders. You guys kind of pushed to the side here. I mean, how does that sit with you guys?
Well, you see, I don't really agree with that, because if I remember correctly, we beat the Conquerors. So, if anything, we should get another fair shot at those WFC tag team titles.
Well, Perfect Vision, obviously upset about not only the way Happy Brawlidays ended, but kind of how the aftermath of that has pushed them to the side. You know, it's one thing, fans, when you walk away from a match having lost because the opponent across the ring is better than you that night. They were more prepared. They were more, they trained harder. Everything went their way that night. That's not what happened here at Happy Brawlidays. In fact, it was the opposite. Perfect Vision had Travis Roberts set up. They were ready to execute clear-eyed vision. It was going to be the ending of the match, the ending of the reign of the Foundation, until Dylan Dollar came out of nowhere with a chair, getting themselves disqualified, only to retain the WFC tag team titles. I guess that's what our commissioner means with this win at all cost mantra, this attitude. But that's not winning. In fact, the winners of the match were actually Perfect Vision. They won by disqualification. Technically, in the record book, Perfect Vision has a victory over the WFC tag team champions at Happy Brawlidays. And so, if anything, that should warrant a rematch, one that is fair and square down the middle, one that won't allow this champion's advantage around a disqualification. But apparently that's not going to happen. It feels like, and what it feels like, fans, is if you'll remember Rocky 3, I'm a movie buff. I love movies. And in Rocky 3, Mickey was protecting Rocky, setting up patsies, setting up matches that he felt like Rocky could win and was protecting him. And it kind of feels like that's what's happened here. It feels like, to me, that this commissioner has realized Perfect Vision may very well, in fact, have the number of the Foundation. And for whatever reason, Foundation's being protected from Perfect Vision by this commissioner simply pushing them to the side. Well, that's not to slight the Conquerors, because they are the number one contenders for the tag team titles. And Chris Thunder Anderson and Kenny Austin are a formidable team for sure. Some would say well-deserving of the number one contendership. But like I believe it was Zachariah Cutter, or maybe it was John Matthews said, Perfect Vision beat the Conquerors to earn that number one contendership. And just because of a technicality and them not winning the titles at Happy Brawlidays, although they won the match, now all of a sudden they're pushed to the side. Let's hear what the commissioner had to say last week about Perfect Vision.
I heard their little Perfect Vision interview earlier. They were on here crying and whining because they feel shortchanged. They feel like Happy Brawlidays wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair.
Well, wake up, gentlemen. Life isn't fair. Perfect Vision had the match won. All they had to do was put Travis Roberts away. But they took their eyes off Dylan Dollar. See, Perfect Vision doesn't have what it takes to win at all costs.
Well, wrestling fans, that's where the commissioner and I will just simply agree to disagree, because winning at all cost is not winning. Winning is using the skills and the talent and the ability God gave you to compete and do your very best. And if you're better than the other person, if you're more prepared than the other person, if you have more ability and talent than the person you are competing against, then you win. And if you don't, then you go back and you train and you work harder and you come back and you give it another shot. It's not use the rules to your advantage to cheat your way to victory. There's no pride in that. There's no honor in winning that way. And that brings us to tonight, fans, as right now we are about to have a match with Zachariah Cutter taking on Kenny Austin, one half of the Conquerors, the number one contenders for the WFC tag team titles, the team that's kind of gotten caught up in all of this. And we're going to see if Zachariah Cutter in a one-on-one match with Kenny Austin has what it takes, not to win at all cost, but to win based on the merit and the talent that you have in place. And if Cutter is able to pick up this victory in this singles match against one half of the number one contenders, what would the commissioner say then? What position would that put Perfect Vision in order to try to gain those tag team titles when the Conquerors are the number one contenders. All this will be figured out, fans, based on the outcome of this match. What do you say? Let's get to ringside. Welcome back, wrestling fans, to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. Coming to you live from Walhalla Middle School. What a great event here we have for these young men and women at Walhalla Middle. One half of the Conquerors, Kenny Austin, accompanied by Sir Charles Humperdinck, not excited about all the noise going on in here. Good grief, I can hardly hear myself think, fans. If you have middle school age children, you understand. Imagine multiplying them by about 300 and putting them in a gymnasium. That's what's happening here. Kenny Austin isn't having any of it. But he's going to have to focus here as he's going to take on a young man from Perfect Vision in Zachariah Cutter. And we heard what the commissioner had to say about Perfect Vision last week. Let's see if they can prove them wrong. And this place is going to erupt when Zachariah Cutter comes out. The fans absolutely love the Prince of the Cruiserweights. Chris Thunder Anderson and John Matthews have been barred from ringside for this match, so it's going to be a true one-on-one test for the now number one contending Conquerors for the tag team title. Kenny Austin taking on Zachariah Cutter. Zachariah Cutter always getting fans charged up, revved up, and ready to go. This match, fans, is going to be an interesting one to see if Perfect Vision can prove their worth, so to speak, after hearing the words of the commissioner last week on Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour, who said in their distorted voice and their cloaked appearance that Perfect Vision did not have what it takes to compete for the WFC tag team titles. Well, we'll see about that as Zachariah Cutter, one half of Perfect Vision, getting ready to take on Kenny Austin in singles competition. Now, what Sir Charles Humperdinck has done with the Conquerors is nothing short of amazing. He has brought these two powerful single wrestlers together to form an incredibly formidable tag team. And there's the bell, fans, and we're ready to go for action here at Walhalla Middle School. Zachariah Cutter ready to lock up with Kenny Austin, and I don't think I would do that. No, sir. Zachariah Cutter, your strength right now is your speed. The last thing you want to do is get into a test of strength with the big, strong Kenny Austin, but that's what's going to happen here. Zachariah Cutter now, Austin has the height advantage, so that's giving him certainly the leverage here as he's pushing down on Zachariah Cutter, who kicks him right in the midsection. Oh, my goodness, what a clothesline. Any momentum Zachariah Cutter started to build right here in this match was just knocked right out of him. Good grief. Now Kenny Austin just manhandling Zachariah Cutter, backing him into the corner. Big blows to the midsection, 1, 2, and 3. And now referee in there telling him to open those fists. Kenny Austin won't have none of it. Now he's got his foot on his throat. Come on, get in there, ref. Count. Good grief. Count a little faster than that. Kenny Austin had to the count of 5 to break that chokehold. It's not the time to be lackadaisical in your count there, referee. Now, Zachariah Cutter whipped into the corner. Here comes Kenny Austin. Move out of the way! Austin hit the turnbuckle hard. And now here comes Cutter with a big flying Superman forearm. Kenny Austin is going to take a break. He rolls out of the ring, and it's a very smart move by the veteran Kenny Austin. Let's break up this momentum. I said in the beginning, Zachariah Cutter has to use his speed here. And he's been doing that very effectively. So Kenny Austin, what does he do? He rolls out of the ring, slows things down. Let's get on the same page here, Charles. Wait a minute, look out, here comes Cutter. Austin caught him. Oh, slammed him up against the ring and did a big chop. Cutter's down now, rolled back inside. Here comes Kenny Austin now. Let's see if we get a pinfall here. No, he's choking him. Get in there, ref. Count that. Kenny Austin wrapping his big bare hands around the little neck of Zachariah Cutter, choking him out while the referee just slowly counts to 5. And now it looks like we've got a suplex. No, not a suplex. He just threw Zachariah Cutter into the ropes. Those ropes hurt, fans. I'm telling you, it's steel cable. Wait a minute. What's Charles doing? He's got that chain. He's pulling on. He's choking out Cutter. Come on, ref. Turn around. Sir Charles Humperdinck making his way into this match, making his presence known. And now Kenny Austin, Zachariah has got Zachariah Cutter backed into the corner. He's delivering those vicious shots to the ribs. Irish whip now into the corner. Cutter slams in hard. Cutter goes outside. He moves out of the way. Step up and scurry. Down goes Kenny Austin. Kenny now turning around. Look out. A big blow to the midsection. A kick to the hamstring. Oh, one right across the sternum. Zachariah Cutter's on fire here. He's saying, hey, crown me, because boom! Oh! That one-legged drop kick, that flying super kick when Kenny Austin was down on one knee. Did you see Austin's head snap when that foot connected with the side of his head? Now where's Cutter going? Cutter's going up top. Cutter's going up top. These fans are going crazy. These kids are going wild. He's going to fly. Crown me. Frog splash. He's got him. 1, 2. No. Kenny Austin kicked out. Zachariah Cutter can't believe it. Neither can I. The kid flew with that super frog splash. Did you see how high he got? Good grief, these fans were going crazy, and Kenny Austin kicked out. Now Cutter charging. No, wait a minute. Misses the kick. Austin's got him in that crucifix. No! Goes behind now. Takes Austin down. What a great reversal by Zachariah Cutter to get out of that crucifix. I think if Kenny Austin would have hit that, it would have been the end now. He's got that toe hold. And now going into an ankle lock. He's got the ankle lock on Kenny Austin. Taking the big man down, taking his power base away. But Austin kicks him off. Kicks him off like he was a pile of garbage. Good grief. And now Kenny Austin sitting him on top of the ropes. I don't know that I would do that. That's where Cutter is the most comfortable. What in the world is Kenny Austin getting ready to do here? Big blow. No, Cutter blocked it. Kick to the midsection. Cutter, sunset flip. 1, 2, 3. Cutter got him. Cutter got him. He pinned the number 1 contender, Kenny Austin. Fans, let's take a look at the action here. You see Kenny Austin with that big clothesline, but it was Zachariah Cutter flying. Good grief, the height of that frog splash. And here, the sunset flip with a pin. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Austin's not happy about it. Whoa, hey, watch it, Kenny. You're going to get a fine there if you're not careful. No! The referee shoving Kenny Austin to the mat. That's what you deserve. That's what you deserve. What a match, fans. We'll be back right after these messages.
When Wrestling for Christ visits the Philippines, we bring more than just wrestling. We bring the love of Jesus Christ. Our mission extends beyond the ring. We hold vacation Bible schools, run basketball and youth camps, and visit villages to share the gospel, offering hope and encouragement to those in need. Since 2017, Wrestling for Christ has seen thousands of professions of faith and lives changed simply by sharing the love of Jesus. In 2025, we're planning to return for television tapings on Abundant TV to reach even more lives. We need your support to continue this vital work. Help us bring hope to the Philippines.
Scan the QR code to donate today and go to our website to learn more about this ministry.
Thank you and God bless.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. And what an event we are having right now at Walhalla Middle School in beautiful Walhalla, South Carolina. located in the northwest corner of the state of South Carolina, the foot of the Smoky Mountains. It is absolutely gorgeous country right here on Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour in Walhalla Middle School. Just a fantastic school. Wonderful kids, a fantastic faculty and staff that have welcomed Wrestling for Christ in to produce this show for their students as a reward for doing their hard work and for their well-behaved attitudes during the week. And kids at Walhalla Middle School, shout out to you for being loud, for being fantastic, for doing your work, for getting your education and being rewarded for that with Wrestling for Christ. Well, fans, last week we heard also from the commissioner about our world heavyweight title situation. And again, going back to Happy Brawlidays, it was Shane Austin's night. And it looked like it was going to be a Carolina Dreamer retention of the title when he hit Ken Magnum with that spine buster on the chair that still sends chills down my spine. I'm sure it sent a lot more down the spine of Ken Magnum, but it looked like Carolina Dreamer was going to get the pin there. And then Shane Austin came in, tossed Dreamer to the outside, that big goof on the outside Titan, threw some punches, knocking Dreamer down. And it was Shane Austin that snuck in and got the pin and won the WFC World Heavyweight Championship at Happy Brawlidays. Well, you would think that having won King of the Mountain way back in August of last year, having carried the title all practically through the rest of the year in 2024, you would think it would be a no-brainer to have a rematch given to the Carolina Dreamer. But let's hear what the commissioner had to say. You mentioned the Carolina Dreamer. After Happy Brawlidays, surely we'll see Dreamer getting another shot here at his WFC World title against Shane Austin real soon.
Oh, it's like I'm talking to a brick wall here. Hello, McFly. I just spent the last few minutes talking about how guys need to earn their shot. If Carolina Dreamer earns it, he will get it.
Well, I don't know what that means, wrestling fans. This statement coming from the commissioner of the WFC that Carolina Dreamer has to earn his shot, his rematch for the WFC World Heavyweight Championship. We're talking about a man here who earned the WFC Heavyweight title last August at King of the Mountain. In the King of the Mountain match, Carolina Dreamer started first, and every 2 minutes, a new competitor would come to the ring to try to knock the king off the mountain. No one could get it done. Carolina Dreamer walked out of King of the Mountain as the WFC World Heavyweight Champion, and since that time has represented this organization with dignity and honor. He puts the C in WFC first. He understands the mission of Wrestling for Christ. It's so much more than wrestling. Carolina Dreamer would put that first. He'd be the first one to tell you, hey, listen, Jesus died for me just like he died for you. And I need it badly. He's a man that is humble and that recognizes the weakness of the flesh and the power of the Lord Jesus Christ. He understands the mission of WFC in spreading the word of Jesus, not only here locally, not only here nationally, but internationally, to the ends of the earth. He understands the mission of WFC when it comes to the Philippines, of reaching people there who have never heard the word of God, partnering with the churches there in the Philippines. Carolina Dreamer understands this, and as our champion, is an advocate for it. He's also a champion that never had his shoulders pinned to the mat to lose the title. Now, I understand it was a triple threat match, and those are the rules, and that's the way it goes sometimes, and I get that. But there's something to be said for a man who was champion who never technically had his shoulders pinned to the mat. But apparently this commissioner thinks that Carolina Dreamer has to earn a shot at the WFC World Heavyweight Championship. And that brings us to tonight in beautiful Walhalla, South Carolina, at Walhalla Middle School, our second match of the evening. Fans, this is a number one contendership match for the WFC World Heavyweight Championship. We're going to see if Carolina Dreamer can earn that spot right here. So let's get to ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second match is a #1 contenders match for the WFC World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing the first contender.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. This match, a #1 contenders match for Shane Austin's heavyweight championship right here in the WFC. And I guess this is what the commissioner meant when they said that the Carolina Dreamer would have to earn his spot, because right now he is getting ready to come out, and there he is coming out right now, the Carolina Dreamer, to earn his spot at a championship match. I can't imagine that fans that Carolina Dreamer has to earn a shot, a rematch at Shane Austin, who by underhanded tactics, some would say, won the title at Happy Brawlidays. Others would say Shane Austin just took advantage of the rules of the match and walked away champion. Either way, it doesn't matter because he is indeed the champion. Now let's find out who his #1 contender is. And fans, these kids are about to go crazy here at Walhalla Middle School because the opponent for Carolina Dreamer is someone who they know very well. He is from right here in Walhalla, South Carolina. These kids are going to go crazy. They don't know he's coming out, but here he comes. The prayer warrior, Big Dan Holman. Big Dan Holman, he has done so much for the community here in Walhalla, South Carolina. What a show of respect right there between he and the Carolina Dreamer. But this man has put on youth camps. He does so much for this community in Walhalla. And these kids know Dan Holman, or Coach Holman as they call him, right here in Walhalla. And they're excited now to see Big Dan Holman get a shot to be the #1 contender for the WFC heavyweight title. But I tell you what, he's going to have a very formidable foe here, the Carolina Dreamer. There we go, fans. There's the bell, and we are ready for action here as the Carolina Dreamer, Big Dan Holman, get ready to lock up. Handshake in the middle of the ring. All of the sportsmanship out of the way, and the collar and elbow tie-up. Looks like Dan Holman now getting the upper hand on the Carolina Dreamer. Pulls him into that side headlock. And it's got the Dreamer here in the middle of the ring. Locked down, squeezing that head. Cutting off the circulation now to the brain. But the Dreamer now reversing in that hammerlock into that side headlock. Nice chain wrestling there. Now Holman whips him off into the ropes. Big shoulder tackle. Down goes Big Dan. It looks like Dreamer thought about going into the ropes and thought better of it. Said, let's take a step back here, reevaluate. Dreamer is not used to being matched in size and in height in the middle of this ring, but I tell you, Dan Holman, the prayer warrior, just a tall individual, kind of towers over Carolina Dreamer a little bit. Dreamer not used to that. Dreamer used to being the dominant, strong force in the ring. He's got someone equal in size to him. Dan Holman into the ropes again. A big shoulder tackle. Down goes Dreamer now. Over the top comes Dan. Oh, leapfrog. Now into the ropes. Big hip toss. Down goes Big Dan Holman. Dreamer, Dreamweaver drop kick. He could end it here. No. Big Dan Holman rolls out of the ring. Again, a smart move here. Carolina Dreamer hitting that big Dreamweaver drop kick, put Dan Holman on his back. And I tell you what, if the instincts hadn't kicked in right there, if Dreamer had the opportunity to go for that pin, he may very well have picked up a quick pin here on the local hometown favorite, Big Dan Holman. These kids now cheering Big Dan on as he gets back into the ring. Holman now shaking that wrist here, feeling the effects right there in the shoulder area where he hit that mat from that Dreamweaver drop kick. And now, big kick to the midsection. I thought we were going to get a collar elbow tie, a big scoop slam. Down goes Dreamer. Again, Carolina Dreamer is not used to being manhandled like that. Big Dan posing for the kids here. Now it's got Dreamer backed in the corner. Big shoulder tackle in the midsection. Now what's Holman going to do here? He's got him pushed against the turnbuckle, going to whip him in to the other side. Carolina Dreamer hits hard. Holman looks like he's going to charge. He's taking a little too much time. Oh, ate a boot. 1, 2. Big Dan Holman able to get that shoulder up. But I mean, he had himself a boot sole sandwich right there. He ate that boot right in the kisser. Now Carolina Dreamer now going for the suplex. Is he gonna get Big Dan up in here into the suplex? He's got him hooked, and now wait a minute, Holman saying, no, we're not doing that. I'm gonna suplex you. Look at this, no, and thinking better of it, pushes him back into the corner. Neither man really giving it a good go for that vertical suplex. I think both of them realize that the size of my opponent may prohibit that, may not be the best move here. And a big elbow, 1, 2, Dreamer kicks out. Holman now trying to figure out a way to keep Carolina Dreamer down. He hit that elbow. Dreamer back up, though. Big right hand. Backed into the ropes now. Whipped in a reversal by Holman here. Oh, big knee. Sends the Carolina Dreamer flipping over to the side. He caught that knee right in the middle of the chest, right under that breastbone. I guarantee you right now, Carolina Dreamer is sucking wind, having the wind knocked out of him with that big knee. Now, wait a minute. Where in the world? Where is Dan Holman going? He's gonna fly! Are you kidding me? Dan Holman on top! Here he comes off the top rope! No! Carolina Dreamer moved out of the way! These kids were going crazy! Seeing their favorite up on the turnbuckle there, Coach Holman flying through the air, wanting to hit that big spot. The Carolina Dreamer moving out of the way. Now Dreamer to his feet. He seems to be measuring Big Dan Holman here for something. And he hits the ropes. He ducks under a clothesline. And here comes a big elbow. The dreamlike elbow takes him down. 1. Wait a minute. 2. No, wait. Both shoulders are down. What did the ref count? We gotta find out. Well, it's a draw, fans, and let's take a look at the action. There's that Dreamweaver drop kick. Big Dan getting the big scoop and the power slam on Carolina Dreamer. And then here's Dan Holman off the top rope, but missing the Carolina Dreamer. Carolina Dreamer moving out of the way for his life, and then hits that Dreamlight elbow. Good night, but there you see it. Dreamer kind of falls over Dan, doesn't realize his shoulders are down, and both men were counted out. A draw, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what that means for the WFC World Heavyweight title picture. We'll have to wait and see what the commissioner says about that, but look at this. These two superstars, these athletes who have so much respect for one another, posing for the fans. What a great show of respect. Fans, we'll be back right after these messages. Hello, wrestling fans. The gentleman Jody Powell here. Are you searching for an engaging speaker for your next church event, civic meeting, industry conference, or a company-wide motivational session? Well, look no further. I'd be honored to bring energy, insight, and inspiration to your event. With experience as a 2022 Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking semifinalist, I know how to connect with audiences, both large and small. Whether it's an intimate gathering or a packed auditorium, I'll deliver a memorable and impactful message tailored to your needs. Visit today at www.jodypowellspeaks.com to explore my keynotes, talks, and trainings. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Book me today. You'll be glad you did. Hello, wrestling fans. I'm the gentleman, Jody Powell.
And I'm the mad scientist, Mike Buchanan.
Mike and I host a fantastic show on Monday nights at 7 p.m. right here on Abundant Television called Falls Count Anywhere. But Mike, what is this show about?
Well, it's about taking our listeners on a fun trip through what's happening in the WWE and Wrestling for Christ, which is WFC.
What else do we do on this show, though?
Well, my favorite part is the Finding Tomorrow, which is where we offer hope to those that are listening for whatever trials they may be experiencing in life. That's
great. I tell you what more could you ask for, fans? You get your wrestling news. And then after we talk about the WWE and WFC, we point you back to the Holy Scriptures so that you can fight your battles the right way. That's by turning to God. As Mike always says,
don't watch out, look up.
We'll see you Monday nights. Falls Count Anywhere, 7 p.m. on Abundant TV. Well, welcome back, wrestling fans, to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. One thing that's been lingering for quite a while, something that has been very curious for a lot of fans, a lot of us here at WFC, is what's in the briefcase that is up for grabs in the WFC Television Turmoil Tournament. Well, fans, we are closer than ever to finding out what's in the briefcase as we have advanced the tournament to the semifinal rounds. So let's take a look at the brackets and see who are the 4 men that will be competing for the content of this briefcase that could be any number of things. And we're going to take a look at those brackets right now. And as you can see, looking at the brackets, there we have the semifinal matches. It's going to be Loaded Guns Ken Magnum taking on Chris Thunder Anderson. Then you have AWOL battling it out with Nathan Sawyer. Those are the 4 men that are going to be competing for the Television Turmoil Tournament Championship and winning the contents of that mysterious briefcase. And fans, we saw 2 names in there that were very interesting considering the interviews last week we had with Ken Magnum. Let's take a look at what Ken Magnum had to say about one of the other competitors in the Television Turmoil Tournament. But you're also involved, Ken, in the Television Turmoil Tournament. Now, I want to take the fans back to some footage that has not been released yet. I want to show this footage, and we see here that you were in an interview, and then all of a sudden, boom, Nathan Sawyer from out of nowhere attacking you with a chair. And we all know Nathan Sawyer has made the assertion that this is his tournament. He's going to defend his yard, and it's looking like you and Nathan Sawyer are on a head-on collision inside the Television Turmoil Tournament. I want your thoughts and your message to the Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer.
All right. So let's get down to brass tacks now. See, Nathan Sawyer, I'll be 100% honest with you. I've been in this business rapidly approaching 21 years. And before that night, I didn't even know who Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer was. Hey, but if you wanted to make your presence felt, if you wanted Loaded Guns Ken Magnum to know exactly who Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer is, congratulations. Message received. You did something. You caught me off guard. Hey, I'll give you credit where credit is due once again, Sawyer. I would have done the same thing myself if I was a young man trying to make a name for myself in professional wrestling. But the fact of the matter is now, not only did you get my attention, but see what you did, Nathan Sawyer, was you embarrassed me. That's number 1. Number 2, you laid me out on the floor with that steel chair right in front of my wife. So Nathan Sawyer, regardless of where we meet in the Television Turmoil Tournament, I'm not going to beat you, Nathan Sawyer. I am going to run completely over you.
Well, I don't know what the plan was for Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer, but if the plan was to put himself in the crosshairs of Loaded Guns Ken Magnum, consider it accomplished. And if that was the plan, then that's a risky plan. And not a lot of men willing to stand in the crosshairs of Loaded Guns Ken Magnum. But if I know the Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer, that's one individual that is not afraid to stand face to face with Ken Magnum, one of the most intense competitors that I've ever come across in my time in professional wrestling. But the Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer is set to defend his yard. Mad Dog says, set him up and I'll knock him down, Commissioner. And it was the commissioner that has had kind of had it out for the Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer. As we saw a few weeks ago when Nathan Sawyer finally got his shot at the WFC heavyweight title against Shane Austin, only to be thwarted by the special guest referee, none other than one half of our tag team champions, Travis Roberts. Well, the Mad Dog Nathan Sawyer has his eyes set on that green briefcase and that television turmoil victory. And we'll have to see, fans, if we're going to have Ken Magnum taking on Nathan Sawyer in the finals. We could also have AWOL taking on Chris Thunder Anderson. There's no love lost there between those two tag teams. A lot of possibilities. And I would even love to see Ken Magnum taking on AWOL. What a match that would be. Nathan Sawyer versus Chris Thunder Anderson. The possibilities are endless within the television turmoil tournament, because you never know what the commissioner may come back and change about this tumultuous tournament. It's been one incredible roller coaster ride, but I tell you, fans, we are getting to the end of it, and we're going to finally discover what is inside the briefcase and who's going to walk away victorious with its contents. Well, fans, another thing that we heard last week is the announcement of our next 2-hour special right here on Abundant TV called Kingdom Come. And fans, it was announced that that special would happen on Saturday, April 19th. But actually, the schedule has changed. That 2-hour special happening Saturday, April 26th. Kingdom Come. WFC presents right here on Abundant TV. And I'm sure the foundation is going to be part of that show. I'm hoping the commissioner will be part of that show. Certainly Shane Austin will be part of that, as we're going to have, once again, another triple main event for that premium live event. Well, speaking of main events, fans, it's time for ours, and it's going to feature one half of our WFC Tag Team Champions. Let's get to ringside. Well, fans, we're ready for our main event right here at Walhalla Middle School. And this one's going to be a good one. Of course, the main event somehow seems to always feature these guys. At least one of them, if not both of them, ever since the commissioner came around and these guys won back their world tag team titles. And we all know who I'm talking about. It's the Foundation. And this week, it's none other than Dylan Dollar, who is about to be making his way out to the ring here for singles competition against a quick and up-and-coming young man in Austin Alexander. And here comes Dylan Dollar now. Oh, good grief. Well, I've seen it all. Fans now Titan following the Foundation around. Are you kidding me? What is with this big goof and his obsession with having to be around champions? And he's followed Shane Austin up until Shane Austin won the WFC World Heavyweight Champion. Now he seems to be following the Tag Team Champions around. He doesn't seem to do anything but get in the way. And look at Dylan Dollar. He's eating up every bit of it. I'm sure Titan feeding that ego that Dylan Dollar and Travis Roberts, the foundation, seem to have found here lately. Fans, we're getting ready to see a high-flying young man in Austin Alexander. And I tell you what, he is going to make his mark here in the WFC. This young man is incredibly talented, and I see big things ahead for Austin Alexander. Here he comes. Oh my goodness. Austin Alexander's so hyped for this. He swung around that ring post and about bit it. But he was able to hold on. The adrenaline obviously flowing through. How could it not when you have all of these screaming fans right here at Walhalla Middle School in beautiful Walhalla, South Carolina? We're getting ready for the start of this match featuring one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Dylan Dollar and Austin Alexander. And I'm surprised, very surprised not to see Travis Roberts out here. You know he's got to be lurking somewhere. And if he's not lurking somewhere, you got to be on the lookout for that big goof standing at ringside, Titan, Mr. Champion follower, and so it seems. The referee checking Dylan Dollar. Now checking Austin Alexander. Dylan Dollar. I mean, what kind of person gets into it with middle schoolers? Really? Running your mouth to middle schoolers. Austin Alexander's fired up. These kids have this young man fired up. That was shades of the Ultimate Warrior right there. And there's the bell, fans, and we're ready to get this one underway. And what's Dylan Dollar? Is he actually going to give away his karate headband? I'm sure he earned that headband at the Low Blow Dojo. And of course he doesn't throw it to the fans. He gives it to the big goof Titan. You're kidding me. We're ready to get underway here with this action, fans, in the ring. Dylan Dollar sizing up Austin Alexander, a young man who is certainly a what you would call a cruiserweight, I believe. Has shades of Zachariah Cutter. Oh my goodness. There you see the power. Yeah, I see you posing, Dylan Dollar. I see you posing. You only outweigh him by about 280 pounds. All right, maybe not that much, but still, and throws him down again. Good grief. Austin Alexander, like Zachariah Cutter earlier, he's going to have to rely on his speed here as he's taking on a powerhouse in Dylan Dollar. And Austin Alexander saying, hey, buddy, I got the muscles too now. Let's see what we can do. And here come the mind games from Dylan Dollar. He loves to play these mind games in the beginning of the matches, trying to get into the head of his opponent. He's not having it, though. Austin Alexander's not having it. These two lock up again, collar and elbow tie up now with an arm hold there. Is Dylan Dollar twisting that arm. And look out. Oh, look out. Kip up. Austin Alexander reverses it now. Twists the arm, the left arm of one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Now Dylan Dollar backing him into the corner. And it looks like we're going to have a clean break. No, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Slapped him right across the cheek. The ultimate sign of disrespect. And I think Dylan Dollar realizing what he has done now. He has done nothing but just make this young man mad. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. Listen, fans, I'm all for apologizing for things we do wrong. But you got to know when apologies are sincere, and I cannot believe that this one's sincere. Austin Alexander asking these kids, should I shake his hand? Should I give him a chance to apologize? And looks like he's gonna do it. I wouldn't do that if I were. Oh, I told you. He's not sorry for nothing. Kicked him square in the gut. And a big chop seems to have no effect. Oh my goodness, look at Austin Alexander eat these chops from Dylan Dollar. This young man, a poke in the eye. And now he ducks under that elbow. Now whips Dylan into the ropes. Dylan holds on and slides out. He's like, no. We're not going to play this racing game. Timeout. Actually, a smart move here. As Austin Alexander gets these kids fired up. Boy, he just ate those chops, and then all of a sudden, Dylan Dollar just poked him right in the eye. And now Alexander's had enough. He's chasing Dylan Dollar around the ring. And turn around, Dylan. Look out. Oh, slams his head right into the mat. Gets these kids fired up. Titan can't even hear himself think. And that's assuming he's thinking. Dylan Dollar now back into the ring. Alexander up on the second turnbuckle. Big blow to the head. Another one. He's going to do one more. The third one down. Now another one. A fourth one. A fifth one. Referee's giving him a lot of leeway here. He ought to be in there counting. But the only ones counting are these kids counting the punches. And oh, Dylan Dollar slips under. Pulls that foot off the rope. Slams him down now to the mat. Into the ropes now. Sit up. Oh, cross body. 1, 2. Oh, that shoulder barely got up. Fans, I tell you what, Austin Alexander ate that cross body right in the face. I don't like the way his head just crumbled under that cross body. Dangerous move there. Now a big right hand. Clubbing blow from Dylan Dollar whips him in. He's got him now in the sleeper hold. He's got that sleeper hold locked in right there in the middle of the ring. This could be it, fans, for Austin Alexander. He's going down. Oh, he's down. He's in the seated position. And now Dylan Dollar pressing all of his weight down. Pressure on that hold. Cutting off that carotid artery. And now one. The hand goes up. The hand goes down. There's two. One more, fans, and this one's over. Dylan Dollar's going to pick up the win here. And no, he's not. No, he's not. Titan can't believe it. But Austin Alexander fighting his way back. Give these fans behind him. Big elbows to the gut. 3 elbows to the gut. Off the ropes now. Sitting into the ropes. Oh, big kick there from Dylan Dollar now. He's got him hooked, ready for this pedigree. No, it's reversed. Kicked right into the stunner. No, he missed. Oh, no, look out. His momentum took him right into the referee. Took him into the referee, and look out here. Dylan Dollar grabs him, throws him down to the mat. Now it looks like he's picking him up here. He's going to whip him into the ropes. Big clothesline. He's got it. The lariat. He hit the lariat, but there's no referee. The referee is out. I mean, I hate to say this for Dylan Dollar, but get a referee out here. He's got him pinned. I don't want to see anyone cheated here, even the foundation. The referee down on the outside, and we need to... Oh, wait a minute. That's Dr. Arsenio Silva. Dr. Silva, he's a PE teacher here at Walhalla Middle School. He's got a referee shirt on. Alexander rolls up Dylan Dollar 1, 2. Oh, my goodness. What he got him. Austin Alexander got him. What a fast count that was, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I can't believe it. Austin Alexander picking up the win with that fast count. It couldn't have happened to a better guy than Dylan Dollar. Oh, look out. There was a push there, and all push back from Dylan Dollar. They're going nose. Oh, he pushed him. He knocked him down. Dylan Dollar's down, and he's out of the ring. Dr. Arsenio Silva. Fans, we got to get to ringside. Well, fans, it has been made official. Next week on Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour, Dr. Arsenio Silva from Walhalla Middle School will come face-to-face with Dylan Dollar and Travis Roberts of the Foundation. And we'll see if that leads to bigger confrontations, possibly even a main event tag team match. And that's been confirmed by the commissioner through text message, who said some of these teachers, pastors, and organizers of these events will need to learn they're not wrestlers. So we'll teach that lesson next week to Dr. Silva. Interesting words coming from the commissioner, seemingly once again sheltering and protecting the WFC World Tag Team Champions, the Foundation. Now, I don't know what this means for the Foundation. I don't know what this means for our main event next week, fans, but it's something you're not going to want to miss. You're going to want to tune in next week to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour right here on Abundant Television, 6 p.m. every Saturday night for Wrestling for Christ action. And fans, before we go this evening, I just want to give another special shout out to Walhalla Middle School. And the kids there were nothing but gracious and kind and friendly and cheering on and supporting our wrestlers as they presented this special event to the kids that afternoon in Walhalla, South Carolina. And fans, we'll be back in Walhalla, South Carolina next week for Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour. But before we go, I want to share a special rendition of the Star Spangled Banner as performed by the Chamber Choir from Walhalla Middle School. Fans, tune in next week to Saturday Night Praise and Power Hour right here on Abundant TV.